You know, maybe I was never meant for love or relationships in general. It's something I think about a lot. I find myself getting close to relationships, and then part of me just breaks down and shuts everything out. And I don't know why, because a part of me wants that romantic element in my life, but at the same time, I could never bring myself to trust someone that closely to me. I would sacrifice, I would have to sacrifice everything to be in a relationship. I can't be in a relationship and, be closed off like I am. I can't be in a relationship and decide to decompress for like a week, you know? I have to open myself up, and I don't think I could ever let myself be vulnerable to someone personally, because that's how you get hurt. And when you get hurt like that before, it sits in your head your entire life that you let that happen before. And I did let that happen before. I thought that maybe it was different. I thought that maybe I was wrong, and that, everything that I originally thought was just me fear mongering part of my head. And I learned that it wasn't. I was, physically and verbally abused. I was manipulated into the wrong person. No matter the situation, it always got twisted into me being the villain, me being the bad person. And that took a huge mental toll on me, especially as I was younger. And at the end of it, it ended up being almost 3 year long relationship, and it ended with that same person drugging me and jumping me and trying to kill me. I was stabbed, and I was left to die after my money was taken from me. I think ever since then, I could never bring myself to really trust anyone. I was vulnerable, and I knew I was wrong. I knew I shouldn't have been vulnerable. I just took that chance, and it backfired. And that's what makes you weak, is being vulnerable. Because when you let people know about you, know about your life, your weaknesses, your desires, your goals, their energy shifts around you. They become more wary of you, and the way they move around, the way they talk, the way they act around you, it shifts, and you can tell when it shifts too. When my dad was dying, I had told my girlfriend at the time about it, and I remember she told me that she didn't want to hear about it, and it was annoying. When you shut me down like that, it really does remind me of it reminds me of why I am the way I am. And I hate when people say, you have to be vulnerable, you should open up. I'm not taking that chance ever again in my life. I would rather be alone than ever, and I mean ever, let myself be open like that, let myself be weak like that again. I let someone take advantage of me and play me like a fucking fool, and I'll never let that happen to me again. I'll do that before you do it to me, I had no power, I had no control, and that's what sucks. My control was gone. I felt like I was chained down, because even if I tried to leave. There was something that made me attached, and I don't know what it was. After the things that were said to me, after she put her hands on me, after she forced me to do things that I didn't want to do, I still went back over and over. I shouldn't have done that. She made me feel crazy. Like, genuinely crazy. I didn't, it got to the point that I couldn't even leave my own house without her questioning me and interrogating me. And that's not a relationship I want. And I look back on it a lot. And it was the way that she used me. She was so sweet and nice. You wouldn't ever tell she was like that. She waited and waited, and then something changed. She waited till I was weak and vulnerable and open, and she used that to her advantage. And that's why I would never trust a relationship again.